राघव ने मुझे पाने के लिए शिव धनुष तोड़ा था। अब उन्हें रावण का घमंड तोड़ना होगा।
Why does Ravan have 10 heads?
And what was his real name?
Stay tuned until the end of the video for that discussion, and if you guys already know, then don't forget to write it down in the comments below.
Welcome back to our channel, CinemaBrothers.
This video will be our review of the movie Adipurush.
We actually started watching this movie on Saturday. It released on Friday, and right now we're doing our review on a Monday. So I know we're a little late because in the beginning we actually thought that this movie was not worth reviewing because of how bad it actually was. When we were watching the movie, we were kind of disappointed at whatever we saw in the movie, and we think that this would be like one of the biggest scams in the history of Indian cinema.
Yes, and like we did support the movie a lot by reacting to its final trailer. I mean, we thought that it was very like cleverly cut, but we did see a lot of flaws in there. So like we still supported it anyways, and if you guys want to, then you guys can just check out our reaction in our channel.
Yes, and like he said before, we were very disappointed while watching the movie, and Omraut has failed to meet our expectations while having a great cast, a humongous budget around 600 to 700 crores, and he also had his own depiction of the Ramayana.
So disclaimer, we do not intend to hurt anybody's sentiments. This video is only meant for entertainment purposes, and we are just stating the facts, the related facts of the movie.
Yes, before we actually start the video, I just want to say that there will be spoilers, and if you haven't watched the movie, then you guys should go watch it and then watch this video after.
Yes, guys, so we are going to be breaking this video up into 3 main parts. First being the characters, then the story, and then the VFX. So first, in the characters, we have the one and only Ravan.
Okay, so Saif Ali Khan as Ravan. So we will compare this character to the old Ramayana, old Ramayana of Ravan, and so we will start off with behavior.
Yes.
So in this movie, we get to see Saif Ali Khan, Ravan, as like a very aggressive and evil person. Like he's always growling and trying to scare everybody else, like scare everybody else of him. And in the old Ramayana, we get to see him as like a very disciplined person, and like since like him being a king, he is said to be better in every aspect than Ram, except in truth.
Yes, exactly.
And so so we also have a second topic on Ravan, his casting choice for the character. As you guys know, the movie RRR is a very successful and international film. So the cast, Ram Charan, we would take as Ram. Or Raghav, and Sita we would not change because we think that Kriti Senon did a decent job. I mean, we did have a little bit of wardrobe problems with that character, but you know, anyways, she did a decent job. Okay, so moving on to Ravan, we would take Ravan as Junior NTR because you know we think that he's a more deserving actor than Saif Ali Khan.
Yes, exactly. Okay, now on to the second person we have is Shesh, who's also known as Lakshman, played by the actor Sunny Singh. So in the movie, Shesh is somewhat to be like a type of bystander. I'd say. Like in the whole movie, most of the time he's just next to Ram. He doesn't have too many dialogues because throughout the movie we only have like 6 or 7 dialogues for him, and I think
around 10.
Or maybe we'll say around 10. And like most of the time, he's not very useful because like in the beginning of the movie, let's say we have very few dialogues for him, and throughout the whole movie we don't have any emotion for him. In the Ramayana, he's like one of the most important characters, and like he has this very significant role of protecting Ram, not only just Ram but also Sita, because in the Ramayana Sita was also like a mother-like figure to Lakshman, and I think they like totally missed out on that in the movie. Lakshman, who's not a very significant character in the movie as much because of the details that I just mentioned, and instead of having Sunny Singh in the movie, I think we'd rather have someone like Kunal Kapoor, because as his history in the movies, he's done a lot of great movies like Dawn 2 and Rang De Basanti, where like those characters that he played in those movies would really suit Lakshman or Shesh in this movie because of his very like aggressiveness and his behavior as how it would match Lakshman's role,
like an emotional and aggressive person.
Exactly. So we would rather have Kunal Kapoor than Sunny Singh.
Okay, so now we got Janaki, played by Kriti Senon. she actually did a pretty decent job in the movie, but I think that she could have done far more better in delivering dialogues, and we didn't really get to see a lot of her emotions in the movie, did we?
Yeah, no.
And like in the movie, in both the Ramayana and the movie, she is humble and very devoted to Raghav, and like she follows Raghav everywhere he goes. And then in my opinion, I think that in the movie there was no character progression, and that was a very it was a huge drawback of the movie.
Okay, so now we have Prabhas as Ram/Raghav. And his role as Ram/Raghav is not so believable, and rather than seeing him as Ram, I would actually see him as Ravan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I mean like why the mustache and why the facial hair? I mean like throughout the whole movie, he does not even have a single smile in his face. I would like to connect this to the scene during the end of the movie. We get to see a scene where Ravan actually uses his illusions to trick Ram into thinking that Janaki is dead.
Yeah.
And during that scene, we do not get to see no emotions. He doesn't even have tears in his eyes. Nothing. He's not even saying anything. He's just
staring at the face.
He's just like that. So I would like to say that is very, very disappointing.
Yes. So the next character we have is none other than Bajrang.
Yes.
So I think out of all the characters in the movie, I think Bajrang would be somewhat different, I'd say. However, Bajrang in the movie is portrayed very differently than he was in Ramayana. In the movie, he's very mannerless, and he's although he's mannerless, he is still humorous, but he's almost
he's supposed to be clever.
Yeah, he's clever and all that, right? But in the actual Ramayana, right, he's very disciplined, he's very clever. He has all these things that a monkey would usually have, but then also as a human, and I think they missed out a lot of those aspects in the actual movie.
Yeah, he's very gentle, in the movie, because since he is a monkey, he's just running around everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Bajrang should have been portrayed a little bit more, definitely because of how
we
if
see
you
him
have
we see him in the original Ramayana.
Yeah, we see him in the original Ramayana as way better than the character we have now, and I think they could have improved a little bit on Bajrang.
Yeah.
I mean the actor who played Bajrang did
Devdatta Nage.
Yeah, Devdatta Nage. So good job.
Yes.
The second topic we have is the story. So in this, we're gonna be reviewing and contrasting the original Ramayana with the movie. We're talking about some minor details that were missed and some altercations that were made.
Yes, so we are going to start off with the beginning scene of the movie where we see Lord Brahma blessing Ravan with immortality. In contrast, a man named Hiranyakashipu was blessed by supposedly Lord Brahma with immortality. He was said to not die from day or night. He was said to be die in the middle.
In the middle.
Yes, and he was killed by a half man, half lion. So that's where all of it comes together. I think the half man, half lion's name was Narsimha. Narsimha. And actually in Ramayana we get to see that Ravan was blessed with a nectar immortality.
Yeah.
Instead of full immortality, so that every time he got wounded or anything, he would just drink the nectar and heal his wounds.
Yes.
So not basically immortality.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not at all.
Janaki, played by Kriti Sanon, who is actually said to be born in Janakpur, Nepal, according to Ramayana, and she's also the daughter of King Janak, who was the king during that time of Janakpur, and so she is said to be the daughter, not the actual natural daughter. Yeah, exactly. Not the natural daughter. King Janakpur was said to be have found Janaki in a field while he was plowing, and so that we have something of that in the Ramayana, but not mentioned in the movie at all. And according to the movie, Raghav actually says in somewhere in the movie he says Janaki is actually
Bharat ki beti.
Yeah, Bharat ki beti,
which
exactly.
means the daughter of India.
But however, in during the time of Ramayana, there was nothing called Mahabharat. There was no Bharat at all. There was no mention of Bharat like that. So they came up with this. I don't know where, I think.
Yeah. So we get to see the term Bharat in Mahabharat,
exactly.
in which it was referring to the first king of India, King Bharat, and that's where they got the name of Bharat for India.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So I think that was a very minor altercation. Not even minor. That was a very big altercation that they should have just canceled out.
Yes, and due to that, due to those dialogues, there is a lot of controversy in Nepal, and it is said to be that Balin Shah the governor of Kathmandu will ban the Adipurush movie in theaters if they don't like edit the dialogue out or like they change the dialogue.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, the next thing we have is the supposed golden deer in the forest during the beginning of the movie of Adipurush. So in the beginning, what we have is we see a golden deer, right? And then so Sita asks Raghav to get that for her because it would look so beautiful and everything, right? Yeah, it was very rare since it was a golden deer. But then in the movie, we found out that actually it was a trap set by Ravan himself. So what happened was in the Ramayana, the original Ramayana, so the golden deer was actually a shapeshifter. It was not actually an animal. The shapeshifter was only to be his uncle, Ravan's uncle himself, sent like to trap Sita so that Ravan can kidnap Sita. Yes. So I think that in the movie they definitely changed everything about that, and it was a very big hindrance. Cause in the movie we have no like. I think them removing the uncle part was kind of like removing a lot of the emotions that we would have got from the movie.
And then replacing it with like a servant.
Yeah, exactly. Replacing it with a servant was not good at all. Because from the characters, we already don't get a lot of emotions. And now, like, not having some emotions, some parts of the movie, I think that was a very big disappointment. And they should have just put that back in.
Yes.
And so now we have the minor detail of the King of Eagles, Jatayu, as mentioned in the movie. In the Ramayana, Jatayu is actually a vulture. Yes. And he's the king of vultures. But in the movie, we get to see him as an eagle for some reason. And in the movie, we get to see that Jatayu instantly dies before speaking to Ramayana. Speaking to Ram, my bad. And in the Ramayana, we get to see that Jatayu actually speaks to Ram, and he's supposed to tell Ram in which like the direction that Sita.
Wait, Jatayu was not even his name in the original Ramayana. It was Garud.
Garud. It was Garud, which means vulture. And so in the Ramayana, he's supposed to tell Ram which direction that Sita was kidnapped and where she's going and who kidnapped her, which is actually Ravan. So there was like a little bit confusion, and I guess they should have kept that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so now we have like we'll be talking about how Bajrang, right, was actually confused on like what the real what was the plant's name?
Sanjeevani.
Yeah, it was like Sanjeevani, right? Yeah. Like which one it was. So he was like a little confused in the movie, so he just like picked up the whole mountain and then brought it to where Raghav was. Yes. But in the Ramayana, that is like
that is the reason why.
Yes, in the Ramayana, that is the reason why he like lifted up the mountain. But in the movie, it is said to be that Bajrang really actually thought like if this happened to like a person this day, then maybe it will happen like more in like days after that. So
like
that's why.
Yeah, it might hurt Ram or even like Sita or something might happen.
Exactly,
there,
and so that's why he lifted up the mountain and then like just
brought the whole
whole thing.
So that was a very big altercation that was made, which I think they should have kept the same. Very original too.
Vibhishan was said to be like a very righteous man, and he was blessed to like follow like the correct way, the right way, which is like the way of truth. Yes. And in doing so, he followed Raghav. Yeah. Right? And so Vibhishan was the only person who knew how to kill his own brother, which was like hitting him in the belly button, because like that is where he kept the
his Amrit.
His Amrit, which was the potion of like that made him immortal.
Yes.
And like even when Vibhishan was like in Raghav's like side, the director, I think that director failed to like mention how like Vibhishan like mentioned the important detail that Vibhishan knew about this and didn't tell Raghav in the movie.
Exactly. And so another thing I want to bring up is another character we have is Indrajit, who is actually the son of Ravan. So Indrajit in this in the Ramayana is a character that has the powers like the master of sorcery and illusion warfare. So he can control like he produces a lot of illusions, and he is said to have powers like to be as fast as the bolt of lightning. And in the movie we can see that he is like pretty quick, right? I think it's a little too relatable or a little too common to another speedster we know as Quicksilver in Avengers in Marvel's MCU. So I think that like that comparison which should not have been made at all, because we don't want to get something from that we've already seen and then just to see it again in a movie called Adipurush, this Hindi movie. So we don't want any type like that. We want originality. And so like seeing that kind of was also disappointing, seeing that like, oh, they've copied again, because I don't want to say that like Adipurush like could not find anything to come up with, and so they just went back over here. So I think that was something that they really need to change, show a very more original way of Indrajit and his powers. Another fun fact, guys, is the name Indrajit. So Indrajit actually got his name from a very special event that happened during his time. So what happened was that he was supposedly to have won against or taken over, like defeated the heavens, also known as Indra. And so as he did that action, right, his name was known as Indrajit because he won over the heavens, also known as Indra, and so he got the name Indrajit.
Yes. Back during the time of Ramayana, there was actually this rule that said that if there is a war, right, then it cannot be continued after 5 p.m. like after sunset
or sunset.
Yes, after sunset it would have to be started again the next day, because you know the warriors or like and soldiers would have to rest or something. So you know, just like
there were rules back then, just because of war and stuff like that, because of like how we see the difference between Ramayana and the movies. I think there'd be a lot of controversy because of some of these minor details.
And like they would know like when to like, you know, split up and like just take a break, cause like people would blow those like was it like horns or trumpets?
They would have like horns and trumpets to signal like the battle's ended for today, now next day.
And also the sun, so
the sun.
But then in the movie, like the climax scene was legit at night, bro.
Yes, it was like when the sun was setting.
I think it was around 8 o'clock. I can tell.
Okay,
Okay, so now I would like to say, like, it's really short. You if you guys know about Ramayana, then there's a thing called the Pushpak Viman, which is like a chariot that's in the shape of a swan. We got to see it during the middle of the movie, next to
like when Bajrang was actually captured, and then like after he just like, you know, forced his way out to try to look for Janaki, right?
We got to see like a glance of the Pushpak Viman, and then again at the end of the movie when we saw Ravan being defeated, climax shot, we saw a scene where everybody came together, and then the Pushpak Viman came out of nowhere, landed straight in front of them, and took them to Ayodhya.
So the Pushpak Viman basically had no purpose but for a showcase. So guys, now our final topic, the third and final topic we have, is the VFX.
Before we actually dive into the topic, I just want to say that in the movie everything looked very cartoonish. For example, the characters, like the characters for like example the monkeys, right? And then like I think they could have done a little better on them, but the sets and scenery, they were like pretty decent, they were good. And I just want to say that like, you know, in like future movies, if he directs future movies, like then you just gotta work on those like VFX little details. And like, you know, that could be a like a second drawback, well not a second but a major drawback of the movie.
And even in like the first trailer, I think we saw that the VFX was absolutely horrible, right? And then in the first teaser, right, it was horrible, and then we got the trailer later on, which was kind of decent. We even reacted to it, we said it was good.
It was the final trailer.
The final trailer. And then when we saw the movie, it just went back to the teaser, but then went more down. I think that's what like I think they made a huge mistake.
I would like to say, like, I don't think the VFX supervisor, like the VFX team, I think it was Digital Media Entertainment. I don't think they did a pretty good job supervising it, since a lot of the animations, like the ghouls from the beginning when they're introducing Raghav, like legit they were holding his neck like this, and then the arm was lagging. Like, it was like going like this.
It was very bad.
I was like, what?
It was like a video game from 1995.
Yes, and I would also like to say that like right after the teaser was released, they the trailer was delayed a little bit so that they could fix the VFX.
But then
but then the movie came out, and then be like, what did they fix?
They added additional 100 crores for the VFX.
Yes, exactly. That's why it was around like 600 to 700 crores.
But guys, out of all the shots, I think there was only one scene out of the whole movie when right before Ram was about to like cross the huge river, the huge ocean, like and built a bridge. I forgot what the bridge was called. The Ram Setu. And I think like right before the bridge was built, there was like this deity that came up, the god of the sea, and I think that was the best VFX shot out of all the shots, where we actually got to see this realistic life half man, half water
Yes.
type of figure that we saw. I think that was the best part. And all of the VFX was matching there. It was good CG. The water looked natural, and I think that was the best out of all the VFX shots.
But unfortunately, this scene is also copied.
Yes, I know.
From the movie, like from the epic movie Narnia and Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yes.
Like on other video games and all other
Yes,
references.
exactly. So we feel very sad about this movie. We're very disappointed, guys. We're gonna wrap up our review now.
There was also like 8,000 VFX
Yes, there were
shots,
over 8,000.
and then I think like all the VFX shots that we saw was very unnecessary, and like I didn't really see why 8,000 VFX shots were
Needed.
Like it was needed, it was necessary, but I don't really think it was.
There's also one more fact that we forgot to mention, guys, about Ravan and his supposed golden Lanka, where in the movie it's just totally black or dark. But in the Ramayana, his whole Lanka was actually, Ravan Lanka was actually won over from Nal Kuber, who's actually his stepbrother.
Yes.
So he actually won his whole kingdom over in a battle.
Yes, like he deceived him in battle, and
Yes.
that's how you won it over.
Yes.
Yes, and also the Pushpak Viman belonged to his stepbrother Nal Kuber,
Yes.
and like
He won that
Ravan,
over too.
he stole it from him. no?
Yeah.
And that was the only thing that was golden. So
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, that was the fact that we missed out on, and during
Yes,
the time of
yeah.
the theaters, I think.
Yes. Believe it or not, I just slept, right? Cause I was feeling kind of tired, and like I said, I didn't really know what was going on in the movie. And then after the movie ended, I just woke up, and then he asked me, "Bro, did you sleep?" And
yeah,
I'm like,
actually,
yeah.
I was trying to point. I saw something bad in the movie, and I tried to point it out. And I looked over to him, right? And then that he was sleeping. I was like, "Oh no!" And then, but
I mean-
anyways, I think like the only good thing in the movie was actually the music. Like,
Yes.
I mean, in the beginning, you got to hear like
Jai
Jai
Shri
Shri
Ram.
Ram, Jai Shri, and then when it comes to Hanuman, it's like Jai 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 Hanuman and
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
So overall, I think in the theaters, how much did we actually use? $120 around
Yes,
around
around, like,
$120.
for
6 people.
Yeah.
For like 6 people, because our grandfather, grandmother also came
The
along.
whole gang was there. Yeah. We were very excited to see Adipurush, and then
plus the popcorn and the drinks as well.
yes.
So,
So
$60.
it was not like, I don't think the Adipurush movie was actually worth like wasting all that money.
Yes, I think it was overall in total it was $200.
Yeah,
Yes,
$200.
around
For a
200.
movie, for a movie with $10.
No, we don't say that, bro.
Okay.
But
So-
anyways,
Yes. Now, so guys, to answer our final question in the beginning, why does Ravan have 10 heads, and why?
what is the real name?
Yeah, what was
what
his
is
real
his real
name?
name? What is his real
Yes.
name? So
So, to answer the question of why he has 10 heads, we'd like to start off with his father and mother.
Yes.
So, his father's name is Vishrava,
Vishrava, yes.
who is said to be a Brahmin. And his mother's name is
Kaikashi.
Kaikeshi, who is a demon, a shape-shifting demon.
Yes.
So I think she's like a noggin or something, like
Yeah.
a snake.
Yes.
And maybe that is why he has 10 heads. Since
Yes,
the
because
snake
like
has more
snakes
than-
have more than
Yes.
2 head, more than 2 heads. And the next question is, what was his real name? His real name was it was like some kind of
Dashagriva,
Dashagriva, right?
His father
Which-
named him Dashagriva.
Yeah, which meant 10 necks.
Yes.
And not only did Ravan have 10 heads, but also he had 10 pairs of arms.
Yes.
Yes,
10
that
on
means-
this side, 10 on this side.
Yeah.
So that's
So
20.
you would have a lot of hands. Yes.
arms.
20.
So that was to answer our question from the beginning. And so now, guys, we're gonna wrap up our review for
Wait.
this movie.
Yeah, I would like to say like to all the people that are like very Hindu based, we would like to say sorry, and if we like hurt your feelings
Yes,
like about
this
the
is-
Ramayana,
this is
we did
only
not
for-
we did not mean to like criticize the Ramayana in any way. We just criticizing the movie
Yeah.
that was inspired by the
Yes.
Ramayana in some way.
Yes, this was
So-
only for entertainment purposes. Don't take it like personally, and don't take it like
Yeah, it's our job to criticize like movies like these, because
Yes,
this is what
exactly.
we do, and this is basically for entertainment purposes only. So
Yes.
guys, this is gonna be our review for Adipurush. We think that it was horrible, and that we are
Yeah, it could have
we're
been
very
better.
we're very worried about Prabhas's career now, because
also Om Rawat.
Salar. Oh yeah, Umrah too. Because Salar, I don't think it's gonna work because of this movie now.
Wait, so I would ask you guys a question. Like, how would you rate this movie?
Ooh.
Difficult question.
I mean, we can. Okay, no decimal, so I just give it 1 star out of 5.
Yes, 1 star out of 5.
1 star out
Okay,
of 5.
so we could give him 1 star out of 5. Like, it's
Yeah, it's mid. So Prabhas, good luck on your career.
And Omraut,
yes,
we don't get banned.
Yes, exactly. So guys, this is gonna be our review and review for Adipurush. And so before you leave, don't forget to
smash the subscribe button,
like and share,
and also comment your thoughts down below.
This is CinemaBrothers signing off.